Hey, how's everyone doing? So I've always wondered that, or not always, but recently I've been wondering, how do you measure intent? Right? So to boil it down, so the way my brain works is I'm very numbers based, ones and zeros, black and white. I'm not very good with gray area. Although my last time in the hospital, they realized don't think of it as gray area, but think of it as the colors of the rainbow, right? So it's not stagnant or confusing like gray area, but it's entertaining, it's colorful, it's satisfying, it's all these things. So that was a good mind shift for me. But intention, right? So when someone does something, how do you know if it came from a good place or a bad place? In America, we have a legal system that goes on forever, months, years, decades. 12 jurors of your peers, right? And they're the ones who determine your innocence or guilt, and that is measured by your intent. So, one, is it really that hard to measure intent? Two, well, we have to stop on one because I don't believe it's that difficult to measure intent. I believe that's a system that was developed. I don't know when the legal system was developed, but it wasn't developed yesterday, right? And it wasn't developed when we had technology. So my theory on things is I believe that vocal recognition, voice recognition is a lot more advanced than anyone gives it credit for. So I'm a very big Apple fan. I have all Apple products. My brain was not wired for Windows, so you're welcome, Apple, for all the money I've spent, all the people I've talked to about buying Apple products. Joke's on me because I think that speaks to how good their marketing is, but that's a different conversation. So with Apple and their products, Siri, when you use Siri, and try this out, but if you ask Siri something and you have attitude in your voice, it dictates a specific response from Siri. If you ask nicely, it gets a certain response from Siri, and so on, right? And if you really boil it down, vocal cords and speech in general can be boiled down to ones and zeros just like anything else, right? So if you create a listening device that's sensitive enough to measure tone, inflection, everything that's involved in your voice, I believe that if you have enough information on a subject and you have the information for long enough, right? Meaning from like childhood and on, because you need to see how it develops over time and how it makes different reactions to different decisions and different circumstances, environment, experience, whatever. If you have all that information, I believe that you can tell or measure someone's intent through their voice and how something is said. I did door-to-door sales for about 1.5 years in the Boston area, and we trained our employees on not only what to say, but how to say it. So inflection was huge, right? And speed, right? So if you go into a business and someone's in a rush and you start talking slower, probably not going to get the sale, right? So you got to speed things up, talk faster, get to the point, especially in the Boston area. But again, my theory is based on if a human being can measure and hear and tell the difference between someone's tone of voice, why can't a computer? That's what computers are designed for. Computers are designed to make life more efficient. And it is not efficient to spend a year determining if a person is innocent or guilty based on intent, right? And the thing is, so a lot of this is going to come into trust, right? How could you trust a machine to do what 12 human beings are doing? Well, you only need 12 human beings because human beings are pretty emotional and make bad decisions. So if you get 12 of them, maybe you'll get the right decision. And that's kind of how the logic is based, right? But if you have a computer system that takes everything into account, you might see their answer as wrong, but that's because you don't see the full picture. These are the things that interest me, right? The future, intention, and all of this is for my children, right? And for the future. I want a brighter future for my children than what was provided or available for me. And that's not to say I had a bad childhood. I'm not upset, angry, resentful, any of that. I just always believe in getting better, right? A few months ago, when I started the Snowball effect in 2013. It's 2021. A few months ago, I forget when it was, but I asked myself those two questions. Who am I? Who do I want to be? First question, who am I? Jason Snow. Second question, who do I want to be? Jason Snow. That's when I realized that my equation was balanced out. I am who I want to be. I'm satisfied, I'm content, I'm fulfilled, right? But as you'll read about many people, when they get to that point of fulfillment, the only thing they want to do is give back. I want to share. I feel like I figured something out, a life hack of sorts, I guess. But it's extremely complicated. I don't know how to convey